Hello, my name is Jose, and today I will be talking about the Aztecs and the information I absorbed while learning about the Aztecs. So, I'm aware a lot of you know about the Aztecs or know a little bit about them being warriors or some other fact that you came across along your life. And today's topic is to, just inform you a little bit more, elaborate what they've actually done, or just inform you, or just probably just say something that you've already learned. So, one thing that I came up across was that they had influence or total control over not just central Mexico, but also southern Mexico. So, while I was researching it, I had no idea that their influence was over just the entirety of Mexico. And they had sacred places like um, the Moon Lake, which they really seemed to care about. But not only did they just have sacred places, they had landmarks that were just breathtaking. And so yeah, they also were prosperous. They had lots of buildings, wealth. Uh, they just perspired, and they also influenced not just their own people, but they also influenced other cultures, other countries, other states into following that sort of uh, ideal way that they lived. Not only just to be into war or just some other thing, just to just live, help their own people. And so, to further explain, because they had total control over southern and central Mexico, they had a say over what was going to happen. And they've also, took over, influenced many other, because they were big, they were a strong empire. They could have just overtaken everything, but they just wanted to keep calm. They didn't want to start anything. And so another thing that I came across upon was they weren't just war hungry. They actually thought about peace, just being peaceful to other nations that wouldn't bother them. If it came down to it, a war, if it came down to a war, they are skilled. They have skilled warriors. Um, so as long, like I said, not only did they just have just wars, but they also had alliances with neighboring states, countries, because they felt as if it was unneeded to have these problems arise. And so, another point that I have was that their religion wasn't really centered. They believed in some things. They took some things, but they did have a religion. Not they just didn't go, oh, okay, we believe this and we believe that. They had a strong. They had their own deities that they would follow. Most of them were, yes, war deities that they would follow, because of course they did like war, but they also liked peace. And I found this interesting because how it just felt as if it was opposing each each thing I've read about them. They wanted peace, but they also were skilled in war. I had no idea that when they were focusing on peace, that they had enough manpower to overtake someone that was going to threaten them. Of course, while they were while they were expanding their whole country, they could have just taken everything. It all came to a stop when the Spanish explorers came to, just started conquering. They had different weapons that they were not accustomed to, which many of probably know that this already, that they were outgunned, outmatched, but they still put up a good fight. But they were also tricked. Many were tricked into believing what these people have said. So to recap on what I said, to my main points is that they had total control over central Mexico, southern Mexico, but they also had alliances with others. They just weren't war hungry. But when it came down to it, they would have wars if they needed to. And they're also their religion. They didn't have a strong, very strong religion. They would focus on some things and the others, but they did have deities that would mainly go into play with helping them win wars or something like that. And so I would like to thank you for listening to my speech.